When I was a young man, around the age of 13, my brother and I bought a heavy bag and we experimented on various forms of self defense. And we got better, or at least I strived to get better at my skills at punching and striking and sparring. And as I began to increase and get better at my skills, this was actually before YouTube. So I took a few classes that were offered near my school, and a security guard who had showed me a few techniques and things that I could work on my own. And I thought I'd become rather effective at self-defense. And I began to a degree. I remember I vanquished a bully, and it gave me confidence. And I thought that I could repeat this activity, but living by the sword. Now, I certainly didn't die by the sword, but I was getting defeated, and if had someone not broken up the confrontation, I would have been hurt. You thought that would have taught me my lesson. But I trained harder, and I became sometimes more arrogant. And there are people that I challenged that I thought would be an easy match. But you sometimes make the mistake of judging a book by its cover. Even an old man can have hidden warrior skills and know techniques that can surprise you and sometimes overcome perhaps a stronger and younger opponent. It doesn't happen that often, and the truth is the most time that it happens is in the movies. In reality, the old man gets taken down by the younger man. Now I find myself with my sword in hand, striving to take on the bullies and the egotists of the internet. And to that degree, I am living by the sword. I'm thinking I can defeat these people intellectually and one-up them. In my emotional mind, I guess I'm thinking that I can bend them to my will. And that's not necessarily possible. Changing a person's mind doesn't come with facts and logic. Or at least facts and logic are not the only thing that change somebody's mind. It's also presentation and how you do it. It's also being open and waiting for the right time to speak. That right now seems to have been my biggest struggle. I feel so compelled, oftentimes, to let a person know my point of view. And oftentimes, perhaps I just end up pissing them off. Oftentimes, they piss me off too. I've gotten better at the self-control of my pissed offness, although there are times when that young man's rage comes in me and I want to verbally lash out, sometimes even physically lash out. If I'll look at violent videos on Twitter or YouTube of someone being unjustly harmed, and I want that person to be harmed. Social media seems to show the most barbaric side of life. And it seems like right now there are a few people that only show the most barbaric and the most one-sided, sanctimonious side of life. There's a part of me that feels like I'm going against the wind. I'm fighting against the powers that be. And I'm sticking out my sword and I'm attacking all the blue-haired windmills, the egocentric buffoons. And perhaps I become one of them, one of the loud, obnoxious, sanctimonious, egocentric jackasses that I complain about. I become one of them. Perhaps I become what I hate. They say the devil is in the details because the details feel like hell. But in the end, Oftentimes, when you do the details and you go through that hell, there's heaven at the other end of it. And in life, sometimes you're headed off with difficult people and difficult situations. Where you're into a situation, you feel like if I give in, I give in to hell. And if I resist it and fight against it, I become hell. And sometimes you have to become hell to fight against hell. You have to become it. You have to become that strong, resilient, unbending person. When do you do this? How do you do this? I would say it's a mystery, but for the most part, when I think back on it, I know when I should have been strong, and yet I was weak. And I wonder if after I do this show and I get up in the morning, if I will be weak in the morning and then late at night, I'll regain my strength, because my weaknesses are most pronounced in the morning time, when I have to get up and my bones ache and I would say my whole body aches from my head to my toes. My throat hurts and I feel like just a weak old man. And then as I get up through the day, I gather a little bit of my strength. And then I guess I meet the day. There's a saying, from the moment you get up in the morning and your feet touch the ground, someone's going to do something to you that's going to piss you off. How you decide you're going to react to it is up to you. I can say for me, I think I want to practice more silence. and less bloviating, which I seem to have been doing a lot lately. It's kind of my confession. I feel like I'm seeing the culture in the world go at a place that I haven't seen before. I see the establishment have no tolerance for others' freedom of speech. And it does kind of bother me. And the unawareness of how people come across, at least those that are famous. And even those that question famous people, I have a few questions I'd like to throw at them that will probably never get done. But part of me is like, I remember when a girl broke up with me and I wanted to ask her questions and make her feel bad, and she wasn't going to have any of it. It didn't matter that she didn't have she didn't need a good or bad reason to dump me. It was her choice. And kind of people aren't gonna give you a reason. You're boring. I don't find you attractive anymore. Those are reasons. Some people, they lose the love of their life because they found somebody better looking or someone they find more attractive. And you think their significant other or their once significant other is going to tell them that? Probably not. But what can you do? Anyway, this has been Brian with Transparency and Merit, me bloviating. And yeah. Hopefully you get something out of it. If you don't, you don't. Like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Thank you.